Perfect. Here we go. Hello, hello, hello. I'm just going to get the link and put it in the chat. Here we go. Oh, there we go. Where is it? Here we go. Boom, perfect. There we go. Hello, hello, hello. Let me just make sure this is all good. There we go. Perfect. How's everyone? Hello, J1. Hello, Nate. Hello, WY. Hello, Daniel. Hello, Vet. Hello, Shay. Hello, Chris, Ashley, Rose. Sam, how you doing? Andy, Leanne, Justine. Hello, how is everyone? Oh, let me just turn this down a bit so it's not too loud. Cole's in the house. Hope you're doing well, guys. Hello, Clint. Hello, Tana. If you are new to the live, then definitely drop a hi in the chat. Let us know you're here. Hello, Ashley, Matty, Heath. Heath, how's the running going? Been keeping up with it, so hope it's doing well. For those who don't know, Heath's a member of the community. He's running a mile a day for charity, which is absolutely amazing. Charity that's really close to him as well. So that's really, really good to see. Hello, Bren, Steam, Vet. Happy to see you, Max. Happy to see you as well, mate. Hello, Darren. Hello. Funny. Ready to go on a generational run of 100k account. Yeah, I saw that, Sam. Everyone in the Discord came together over that. So that was really, really good to see. And definitely well-deserved as well, Sam. Definitely well-deserved. So, that is a huge potential, huge opportunity there. Definitely, approach it slow when you're first getting on the account. I mean, you know what to do at this point. I feel like you've got the right drive and the right sort of guidance there to really make use of it. So I look forward to seeing that payout. Hello, Alan. Hope you had a good weekend. I did, Alan. Hope you had a great weekend as well, mate. Hello, Dylan. Took your advice the other day. No trade is a good trade. Yeah, exactly. That's good. Max, hope you had a good weekend away. I did. Thank you. Yeah, and I hope everyone had a great weekend. Let me know what you sort of got up to. And then for those who are new to the live, what we tend to do is have a quick catch up, see how everyone is, answer some questions. Then from there, we'll get into the chart and, mark up, come up with a plan for tomorrow, answer any questions along the way. If you do have any questions regarding trading, regarding the private group, regarding anything in that sort of sphere, then please don't hesitate to drop a comment. If it's a more private thing, then my Telegram is on the YouTube description, so you can drop me a message there. Been smashing through the boot camp this weekend. Nice, Narash. Very, very nice. WYG, so we do have a private funding service inside the private group, and that's the one which I'd recommend. And that's purely because I've seen so many people get payouts denied and accounts taken away, even though they've followed all of the rules on various prop firms. And some, a lot of prop firms have a very good name, and they are, pretty good. They'll occasionally just sort of basically mess you up, and it's a very, very not good thing to happen, especially when the name comes to mind. Garen's a member of the community who's been absolutely crushing it. Like he's really progressed, doing so well, and he went with a prop firm, and he got to a 3k payout, and he followed all the rules, everything. And he got it denied and the account taken away from him. And he messaged support and was like, look, this was clearly wrong. And they didn't give him the payout. They didn't give him both of his accounts back. They gave him one of his accounts back, and that shows that they admitted that they did wrongdoing. So it's obviously not a good situation. So definitely be careful. And yeah, that's my exact worry. Yeah, as long as you stick to the rules, and I think something which is important, sort of way to think about prop firms. I said it in the Discord over the weekend. I've forgotten what the conversation sort of was exactly, but prop firms want to see you as an investable asset, basically. So a way prop firms make money is one of the ways. So a lot of really bad prop firms, what they do is they just make money via you paying for the challenges. But then good prop firms, they'll sell your trading data. They'll basically monetize your trading data, which is worth a lot of money to them. But if you're not a monetizable trader, then obviously that's not good. So just keep that in the back of your mind. You want to be, sort of super low risk, consistent. They don't want massive swings in your equity curve. That's not investable. They want slow, consistent growth. Slow. If it's too quick, they won't like it, even if it's really good, because it just doesn't look investable. I celebrated my 40th, which is on Tuesday. Ah, nice, Andy. Happy birthday, mate. Happy birthday. Hope you have a good one. Mr. Gaz, that's coming in the next few days. I was hoping to get it out today, but editing takes a long time on that. So that'll be out very shortly. You'll all be made aware when that's out. It's called Long Video, very in-depth. And so, yeah, and we've got very good editing. The future videos which come out as well, we've got very good editing on them to try and sort of invested in that, because it's great me sitting here saying something, but the editing can really help, pinpoint sort of certain parts that I'm talking about and more highlight it to you, and it makes it easier for you to watch. If it's just an hour video of me just yapping, then it maybe won't sink in, whereas if it's like 35 minutes and it's really like super high value, everything's sort of very, very clear, and editing can really help do that. So we've got really, really top tier editing on the video as well, so that's why it's a bit longer. Nice big. Yeah, it'll be a really, really good one. And then I'll put a poll for the next one as well. So the Fu Manchu one will be released this week, and I'll do a poll tomorrow for the next one, which will be released next week, and then we'll keep going on. There's going to be a lot of other content as well, but basically Fu Manchu video this week, and then I'll do a poll probably tomorrow for the next video, which will be released next week, and then we'll keep doing that. So Fu Manchu this week, then another video next week, and so on and so forth. VT and 7 of the account. When can I expect to get access? Steve, after the live, mate, I'll drop you a message. Good evening, ColezTrades. Hope you are well and liking the stream. Yeah, if you are liking the stream, double tapping the screen does help spread out the live. Appreciate that, Darren. You do need to be 18 or over, Narash, to trade, depending on where you are in the world. It'll be central, very central Lady H. I've tried to keep it, for those that don't know, we're doing another in-person event next month, so it's going to be really, really good, and it'll be central London. The reason for this is because majority of members are in and around London. We do have members, well, all over the world, really, but I wanted to make it like the most convenient for the most members, if that makes sense. Good evening. Hello, like always. Yeah, Alv, yeah, gold's, it's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, to hit 5K this quickly as well, and yeah, it's going to be a very intriguing market open, definitely. I think 5K should pose a bit of a threat. All good. World free speech. Good to have you, mate. London's good. Yeah, it's the last in-person event we did, we had well over 100 members, well over, sort of turn up throughout the day, and then we went for food with, I think it was 41 or 42 members I took out for food, it was a really, really good time, actually. It's mainly a time for sort of just members to come together and, see that this is sort of a real thing, speak to members in person, and see, like, it's not just on a screen. This translates into real life as well, and then you can meet people who are, and it's quite interesting. This happened before. I'd see like two members. One member, was just starting. Another member, they wouldn't like make it aware, but they were doing seriously well. And it's interesting to see that sort of dynamic of someone who's maybe been in the group a month versus someone who's been in the group like 8 to 10 months and sort of conversing. It's really interesting, really good to see, and definitely share some help there. But then also we'll do a few other things as well. So yeah, should be good. This is the 5-minute time frame currently. I am going to zoom out to the 15 though. Even everyone. Hello, DB. Hello. Was Craig there? Hello, Craig. Hello. I always miss Craig's messages. Hope you're doing well, Craig. Good week. Yeah, should be a really, really good one. Hopefully we just continue up with nice, pleasant pullbacks. We'll see. It should be good. See, told you, you always miss my messages. I don't mean to. Sometimes messages come through quickly. Some of them do get blocked by YouTube. So if I don't see a message, like retype it in. But some of them get blocked. Huge gap up. I mean, yeah, every weekend's just a massive gap up. So it should be interesting. We did finish with a very, very, very bullish end to the day on Friday. Fridays do normally end with a sort of a blow off top. That's sort of happened throughout 2025 as well. So yeah, we'll have to see and see what happens come market open. If you do have any questions regarding trading, regarding the private group, regarding anything like that, then don't hesitate to drop them in the chat, and I'll happily go over them. Everyone. Hauling it now, 5:16. I mean, I can't remember. A lot of members said on the live, I think it might have been Thursday night market open, that it would gap up like, I don't know what the exact numbers were. And I was like, sure, it can't go that far. And it gapped up past what everyone thought. It was insane. It was ridiculous. Where was it? I think it was, yeah, mental gap up. Yeah, insane. Insane. So, should be an interesting one. Hello, Yash. Hello, hello, hello. 33. Look, I'll be happy with that. This trend line, for those who are on the live on, I think it was it was Thursday night. Oh, so the previous gap up would have been Wednesday night's gap up. But on Thursday night, we had this exact trend line here, which was hilarious how it was the exact top. So, could see some reactions from this as well. Alan, not financial advice. I hear a lot of prop firms that are not paying out. Are you saying that you've never had an issue with payouts with the private funding service that we have inside the group? No, they've recently undergone a huge back-end migration to enable, A, before they didn't have crypto payments, now they allow crypto payments, and 2, from, I believe it's next month, payouts will be literally in a few minutes, which is really, really cool as well. And so no members not got a payout or got a payout denied. It just doesn't happen. They've got no rules on the account, so it just, yeah. Fraser, hello, hello, hello. How do you use point of control in trading? So point of control is the highest volume node in a given range. So you can use it as confluence in your trading. So for example, here, we can see that the point of control from this range up here. So we can see we had sideways price action here. So price just went sideways, very simple. We pulled a fixed volume range across this, and we can see the highest volume node where the most volumes were transacted. That's where the most volume was, okay? This, if you can see, when we come back up to this, so we broke out from this range, when we come back up to it, you can see this exact level here was a perfect top. So that's one example of using it, basically using it as support or resistance. If we come up into it, it can act as resistance. If we go down into it, it can act as support. Perfect. Evening team. Hello, Katie. How you doing, Katie? How's things? So yeah, that's point of control. It can be used in a few different ways. One thing which I see not enough people giving it's like due diligence to, I don't know what the word is, but the daily open. The daily open is so strong. Daily open and VWAP. Like, these are things which are consistently respected, like, all of the time, okay? And so looking at the daily open, each day can be really, really good. The daily open with some basic confirmation and some other confluence can be very, 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 very strong. Okay, just a few examples. You can see daily open here, support, resistance, and we can go back, resistance there. We can go back more, support there, literally the exact bottom. We can go back further, resistance there. When we broke through, we broke through. You can see resistance here, resistance here, resistance here. This one didn't get touched. So resistance there, support there. Like, you can see pretty much every day, resistance there, flip it into support. Like, resistance, I know we did break through a little bit, but still you can see the overall idea. Before we dropped there, resistance. Near enough every single day, we are getting a nice bounce from the daily open. Such a nice level to have on for those who are looking for some more confluence to add to your trading. Yeah, I don't. We're looking at a few places. There's a few which are waiting to get back. So we asked on. We sent out a bunch more on Thursday because different venues, they're very annoying. Like it's very annoying, especially when it isn't like sort of a normal event, if that makes sense. It's quite difficult, but that will be released this week. I did say at the start of this month it'll be released at the end of this month, so it'll be released this week. Yes, Steve, so be added to the private Telegram. So you'll be added to the private group, the educators group, and the Discord, mate. What's VWAP? VWAP is volume weighted average price. So a lot of people are familiar with EMAs. So an EMA is an exponential moving average. What it does is it basically averages out the last however many candles you choose and puts more emphasis on the most recent candles. That's why if we put on an EMA, I mean this one's a lower time frame one. So let's zoom in a bit. Let me just change the period so you can see it a bit easier. We'll put 50. So this EMA, it sort of averages out the last few candles and then sort of moves quickly depending on the most recent candles. So it prioritizes the most recent price action. Okay, that's what an EMA does. Whereas a VWAP is weighted towards volume weighted average price. It's weighted towards volume. So it's very, very, very strong and it resets at the start of each day. So it's similar to an EMA, but it's weighted towards volume instead. Okay, Katie, all good. Laurent, we'll look at Bitcoin after this as well, after gold. Yusuf, man. Silly move. Daniel, trading as soon as market opens is not a good idea, okay? It's extremely volatile, super low liquidity. It's not a good idea to trade as soon as market opens. The best idea, especially on Sunday, waiting for Asia to play its course, seeing what Asia did, and then going into the rest of the day. For most people, seeing what Asia does, and then planning before London, see if London respects that plan, and then executing in New York can be the best option, okay? Asia can be a very good session to trade, but for most people, it's not congruent with their lifestyle, and they're going to be staying up late, stressing about trades. You don't want trading to ruin your sleep, okay? And for most people, London's very sideways as well. There's not huge amount of opportunity. So for most people, seeing how Asia works out and then planning before London and then actually trading during New York is the best time. You don't need, and when I say that, a lot of people think, oh, okay, that I'm not trading that much. You don't need to trade loads. The less you trade for most people, the less you trade, the more profit you will make. You really don't need, someone could be full-time off literally a few trades a month. Okay, you do not need to take tons of trades. So yeah, don't feel like you need to be in a trade 24/7. That will ruin you really badly. I'm selling these all-time high markets, but out of interest, is there a way to find potential resistance levels when there isn't any previous resistance to go off? Is it completely irrelevant? Andy, you can. You definitely can using sort of more fundamental biases and trend lines, but it's very arbitrary and it's not, you can find out, for example, this trend line here, you can go back to the live I did on Thursday night. We had this trend line here, and yet it's a nice trend line, like it worked out nicely, but it's super arbitrary. Do you really want to get in against the trend? Unless you've got a bias that it's going to continue to range, we've taken out the low, then yeah. But when it's making all-time highs, just getting in a sell at an all-time high, it's really not normally the best idea. It's normally best to wait for the pullback and basically, instead of trying to sell there, anticipate the pullback from there and plan for a buy position. That's probably the best way to do it. So instead of resistance sell, be resistance. If this does act as resistance, then there could be a buy position. Okay, where am I taking a buy position from? Okay, previous all-time high. This could be a good place here. Okay, we could take out this low and then go further from there. Planning can be the best thing. Rari, probably fly up. Let's follow the signals. Is the formal pathway once I am in? Yes, Steve. So we've got a lot of different content inside the community. I'd recommend when you are in the group, there's an educational courses and resources section. I recommend starting at the top of that and going through there. In there, it'll outline the system which I'll use. So volume profiles, Fu Manchu, various areas of confluence. And then we've also got a bunch of really, really good PDFs you can use. That are extremely solid. And if you go through all those resources, ask questions along the way, there's really no way you don't come out of it with an absolutely amazing knowledge. Just make sure you ask questions along the way. The community's there to help each other and support each other. And then if you do have any questions along the way, you can always message me or at me in the Discord. And then also we've got a support team as well. You can book in a call with them. We've got educators as well. So yeah, probably gap up. Yeah. Remember, it's quality over quantity. 100%. Craig took 20 trades. We've had 15 of them. Prop challenge. I've only taken 5 on my live account. Yeah, and to be fair, you do not even need to take. You don't even need to take 20. But yeah, 20's like that's a good amount. But yeah, Craig is very profitable, and he took 20 trades last month. After how long should we quit our 9-to-5 jobs and do trading full time? I wish there was a set answer for everyone. Once you've become consistent, you got a good amount of savings. For example, Jay in the community is going full-time right now. We've got a few more people who are going full-time or have gone full-time. And it's when you've sort of got past that sort of cusp, and you're very confident in yourself, and you've had that track record, and you've got that consistency, and you've got a good amount of savings there, then by all means. And a lot of the times, I think something key in trading, and I think a good mentality to have, is when you do achieve consistency in trading, it's not necessarily jump out your job and go full time. Okay, keep trading alongside your job, because your job will be a lot less demanding, because you've now got the ability to say no. Okay, you've got the ability, if your boss asks you something which you really don't want to do, or the workplace is a bit of a pain, you've got the ability to go, you know what? No, I don't want to do that. You know what? I'm finished here. You don't have to just, okay, I'm profitable, I'm going to leave the job. If the job's good, okay, even if it's a bit of a pain, then probably sticking through it for a bit, but with the ability to say no, is a less risky avenue to go down, and I think a more sensible option. Is it the option that I did? No, but I think it's a more sensible option. But yeah, sensible isn't always the best, but that's my sensible brain. I'm stacking my funded accounts ready for June, big target, set and ready to start a new chapter. Love that, Danny. Definitely, mate. It's going to be amazing. Danny absolutely crushes it. Definitely, Darren. Treat as an exit plan. 100% agree. Wide words off maximum. I appreciate that, DV. Could go on like this. I mean, is there any correction on the market crush in near future? Son, I don't think it's a fundamentals and everything in the geopolitical state right now are very, very good for gold. Very, very good. And then also, if a car's going really fast down a road, I'm not wondering when is it going to stop. I'm wondering how the hell do I get in it, okay? I want to get on, let's use a bus, for example, okay? A bus is going towards a destination, okay? Are you going to try and guess when that bus is going to stop, or are you going to try and get on the bus? I think trying to catch the top and trying to look for that reversal, we can sit here all day and try and figure out, like, okay, is this happening? When's this coming into place? This, that, and the other. But it's just not really the best. Right now, gold is extremely bullish, okay? That's all we can deal with. We don't know what's going to happen in the future. Anyone who acts like they do doesn't have a clue, okay? We don't know. I think a great saying in trade, and a great saying that I have in life, if you think you know anything, you know nothing. And that is, no one knows concrete what is going to go on in these markets. No one, okay? If they think they do, they know nothing. And so we can just deal with what we've got right now. Right now, gold is extremely bullish. Everything is pointing towards gold going up further. So let's just go with that. Okay, when it changes, then we can adapt to that and go from there. I think that's the best way to think about it. I'm leaving my job as soon as I save enough. Love that, Yusuf. All the tutorials this week, just waiting to be accepted on the advanced course and group. Nice, Fraser. Yeah, it's going to be really good, mate. I look forward to seeing your feedback. All good, Sean. Now, we're just having a catch up, answering a few questions. If you do have any questions as well regarding trading, regarding gold, regarding even crypto, I did get into trading through crypto, so I can give some good insights on that. Then please don't hesitate to drop a question in the chat, and I'll happily get to it. Hello, Johnny. Hello. Just when Trump enters. Very true. Definitely keeping an eye out for when Trump is going to talk. A few people got caught out last week when he was talking at the, the Davos economic meeting, basically. A few people got caught out with that because there was a huge spike in volatility as soon as he mentioned the word Greenland. And so a lot of people got caught out with that. So definitely keeping an eye on when Trump is talking, and just news in general. It's always a great idea to start your day looking at what news is coming out, look at the economic calendar, just a quick glance, seeing what folders are coming out, seeing if it impacts the pairs that you are looking to trade, and then also looking when Trump is going to talk, because that will obviously cause a massive stir in the markets. Yusuf, Strawberry Rondo, appreciate that. Hello, Drew. Hello. Yeah, Johnny, we're going to take a look at Bitcoin after we've gone through gold. Yeah, that was me getting caught out. I think you said Greenland the second I pressed bar. Yeah, I was watching it live. I had chart on one screen and Trump on the other. As soon as he said the word Greenland, bang, market just went. So it's actually quite interesting how that much sway. I know he's the president of the United States, so it makes sense. But like, still, it is insane how that happened. I bet a lot of people were betting on if he would say Greenland or not. Even all locking in. Hello, Jason. If you are enjoying the live, by the way, double tapping the screen does help spread the live out more. Let's see what we can come up with then. So we're not going to be able to pull fibs tonight because obviously we are making a new high here. And so chances are we're just going to gap up on open. So with fibs, they'll just be invalidated come market open. So we're going to have to be a bit more creative with the levels. So few which are really standing out to me are VWAP straight away. So the point at which VWAP closes each day is a particularly strong level. This isn't a level I've seen anyone else really use, but I've just found it's very strong consistently. So it's something that I do want to keep in mind. Definitely previous daily open is strong as well. What we can do is pull this over this here. See where the volume is. So we have closed at, I believe, the point of control of Friday. We got high volume node there. Not really a point of control on Friday, unfortunately. Let's see what the 4 hours looking like. Zoom out a little bit. Okay, we do have a 4 hour level there. Okay, we have a previous 4 hour high there. We can mark that up. Let's zoom in a little bit. Okay, so what we can do here is mark this. So this is a high volume node plus a VWAP plus a 4 hour level. I'll put the price on it as well. Was that I've been using replays on TradingView going back to ATM and working through the day. I keep on overcomplicating things. I think it can be very overwhelming. 100% Daniel, 100%. I think, Daniel, are you going to be trading London or New York? Understanding that, you know, price action is going to be slightly different between London and New York. What a lot of people try and do is they try and optimize systems and come up with systems that work in every session, that work every day. Okay, an easy way and the easiest way to optimize your system and optimize yourself. A lot of people spend all their time trying to optimize their system and they don't try and optimize themselves. Is try and funnel it down to sort of one market as well. So A, funnel it down to sort of 1-2 pairs, and then B, funnel it down to sort of a particular session as well. Can be very good. So you know, not all strategies are going to work in London and in New York. They might just work in New York. The price action between Asia, London, and New York is very different. So trying to find a strategy that works in all of them can be very difficult. And so maybe funneling it down to just New York, maybe funneling it down to just New York open till like 4 hours after New York to capture that where the most volatility is can be a good idea as well. And yeah. VWAP is OP. VWAP is very strong. VWAP is very, very strong. Yes, said they are. You can find the Telegram linked on the YouTube description. Thank you, Darren. So much sometimes. A lot of retail traders will be getting in and out at those zones, algorithms, and then also just discretion of where you pull the trend lines. Because obviously there's a million different ways you can pull a trend line. And so when you pull trend lines, a lot of the time you're unconsciously using discretion to pull that trend line, and therefore it's respected. There's a few different reasons. A lot of people in the trading space they speak down on trend lines and on Fibonacci and a lot of these things. Meanwhile, they're preaching about other concepts which they say the banks use, which they do not use. But trend lines can definitely be strong, but they are discretionary based. Fibonacci can definitely be strong as well. A lot of people don't like to say them because it sounds amateur. But who cares? All we care about is if we make money and if we're progressing. So if they work, they work. Hello, Greg. Hope you're doing well, mate. Hope you had a great weekend. Just follow your guides and just keep trying, I guess. Great advice. Thank you. Yeah, Daniel, a few key things like the fast track to profitability in my opinion. And I think it's unrealistic to think following this guide will not make you profitable, in the sense of go with a system which is simple to execute on in your day-to-day life. For example, I like to mark up levels in the morning and as we go into New York session and on a night as well. When we approach those levels, I look to take trades, okay? So I mark up levels, I set alerts. I don't have to be at the charts 24/7. Once I've got my levels set up, I set my alerts. When we approach those levels, I get an alert, okay? I know I can execute on those trades no matter what is going on in the day. So that's one, making sure you can actually utilize that system. Two, testing the system with risking a small amount and journaling each trade, okay? And seeing and identifying patterns. Are you best on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? Is Monday your worst day? Don't trade Monday. Is London your best session? Don't trade New York or Asia. You can easily optimize your system just by journaling, because the thing which might be holding you back in trading might not be your system. It might not be this. It might not be that. It might just be the fact that you're trading like Asia, London, and New York sessions when you should just be trading New York sessions. And you're trading Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and you should just be trading Wednesday and Thursday. Like that might actually be the thing which holding you back. And imagine you spend countless hours, and it costs you a lot of money trying to optimize your system. And the thing which is holding you back is just finding out that your system just isn't that good during London session, and you're actually best trading New York session. Imagine that's what's holding you back. How annoying that would be, spending countless hours just to find that. So definitely easy ways to optimize your system are those. They're very, very good. I had 495.6 to 60 marked up, ready for tomorrow. Nice feeling when you're marking up a similar area. Not completely hopeless after all. Love that, Andy. Now, it sounds good, mate. Sounds good. Nirash, drop me a message on Telegram and I can walk you through that, mate. And if you do have any questions regarding what I'm doing at the charts, regarding trading in general, then please don't hesitate to drop a comment. I'll happily go into it. Hi Max, with fixed volume range profile and session volume profile HD, would you recommend keeping both point of controls on the chart? So with session volume profile HD, that's for each day. So I would recommend looking at the point of control of yesterday. There's a few key levels which I'd always recommend having on your chart. And that is the point of control of yesterday. Where was the most volume transacted yesterday? That's going to be a key point. The daily open of yesterday, that's going to be a key level as well. And then where the VWAP closed yesterday. Those are three levels which are continuously respected. Like most days, you can go back through your charts, you can look at this. Most days, they are respected. They are strong levels. As far as point of controls from fixed volume range profiles, looking at previous areas of sort of consolidation. For example, here, previous area of consolidation. For example, here, previous area of consolidation. Looking at that area and finding the point of control of that area where the most volume was transacted is also a really good idea, and keeping those on your chart as well. So yeah, I'd keep both. Buy at 4824 level. Should I hold this trade? You're in a buy from 4824, son. You're still in a buy from 4824. If you are in a buy from there, then definitely, securing a bit of partials if you haven't already, moving your stop loss up into profit and just trying to squeeze the most out of each trade. Okay, that I think is the best way to go about it. Trade management is just as important as which trade to enter, okay? You can have the most basic system in the world, but if your trade management is on point in terms of moving stop loss into profit, moving stop loss up, squeezing partials out of the position, then that's just going to exponentially increase the profits on your trade. All good, Jono? Yeah, I definitely think, son. Then trying to squeeze the most out of the trade, taking partials off the trade, moving that stop loss up into profit and reducing your exposure to risk on that trade is very good. Something which is very important. A lot of people talk about profit and what ROI you're making and this, that, and the other. But if you speak to if you speak to like an investment firm or big banks and everything like this, hedge funds, etc., they don't necessarily care about your profit. They care about your loss, what's your max drawdown, what's your daily drawdown. Like they care about risk. Risk is not something that's spoken about enough in the retail trading space. Knowing your risk, knowing what your max drawdown is on your system, knowing what it would be under stressful conditions, knowing those stats is very important. Managing risk is super, super, super important. So making sure, risk is the only thing in trading that we can really control. And so making sure you delegate time to controlling that risk is so important. So important. And a lot of people won't say this. And look, if you're watching this live and it's the first time you're hearing these types of things, that's because I'm not going to sugarcoat things. I'm going to tell you what actually works and give you an honest opinion on trading. If you do have any questions regarding it, then please let me know. And if you're sat here thinking, this does sound quite advanced, this, that, and the other. Look, trading is advanced and it does go down a very, very deep rabbit hole. And if you do ask me to explain something like more simple, then I'll go ahead and do that. In the group, we do have a great framework to go from knowing nothing to profitable, exactly like a lot of members have done. And so, yeah. Close. That is an unfortunate one, new trader. And the best way. The thing is, though, I remember I had a call with a member quite a while ago now, and he said the exact same thing. He said, Max, every time I move my stop loss to break even, it gets tagged and go the other way. Okay. I said, have you got the data to show that? Have you journaled each trade? No, it just feels that way. Okay, it feels that way. Hindsight is a nightmare. And what happens is, if a trade hits stop loss, I'm not saying this is happening in your case, but this is something to keep in mind. A lot of times when trade hits stop loss and then it hits stop loss at break even and then goes the other way, that invokes a lot of emotion. Okay, that's like, I missed out on all that profit. That's really annoying. Like, you're getting FOMO. Okay, it's hit your stop loss and then it's gone your way. You would have made so much money. That would have been such a good day. You would have been in such a better mood. Okay, a lot of emotion. Now, if you hit stop loss and the trade goes on to hit where your stop loss actually was, and your stop loss to break even worked and it saved you from getting a stop loss, that isn't a very emotional event. Okay, the stop loss worked. It is what it is. It's not very emotional. Okay, so a lot of times you can be blinded by that emotional event when stop loss is hitting break even and then going the other way, and you can forget the times where stop loss to break even actually does work. It actually does. And I bet if you were to go back through, putting your stop loss to break even did actually save you a lot of losses in the past, but you only remember the times where it messed you over. And so the only way you can make a decision on whether it works or whether it doesn't work for you and how to optimize it further is to gather the data. Go back through your trades and see, okay, does it actually help me or does it actually hinder me? That's the only way, because looking in hindsight can be very misleading. Very important. A lot of talking. Tips for, there's so many tips for beginners. You have to give me a specific topic. Trading's, one thing is trading, and a lot of people in the group now know this. Trading's a very, very, very deep pit, okay? There is a lot to learn in trading. And you can definitely do it. Like, we've got people in the group who've started knowing nothing and they've gone on to full-time profitability. That has happened and that can happen. But you got to be dedicated. And there are so many areas to trading. And believe me, it's a very, very, very deep hole. So if you like a specific thing in trading, and I can go over some beginner tips for that specific thing, definitely. And by the way, guys, if you do want to get involved in the private group, there is a link on the YouTube description where you get signals of the exact trades that are being taken. You get analysis, full course, community, ton of educational content. It's the best place to learn and grow as a trader, definitely. Excuse me, guys. Using across higher time frames, and I've seen them very effective. Also worth noting, but a one-day daily open is about 3 minutes delayed, I've noticed. Yeah, Shay, that's a very, very good point, actually. Actually, Shay, you'll see a lot of people in the Discord that mention that about the daily open. If you can message that as well when you see people saying, like, talking about that, it's very helpful as well. Catch from Neuro, got to put a little one to bed. Looking forward to going from knowing very little to being profitable. Sounds good, Steve. Look forward to you joining the team, mate. I fell in the pit and now I know too much. I don't recommend it. Definitely. Look, when you're first getting into trading, there is a lot to learn. There's also a lot of crap out there as well. So you need to be careful that you're learning the right things, because there's learning and then there's learning the right things and there's learning the wrong things. And definitely, like, knowing too much and going too much down the rabbit hole when you're new can be a bit detrimental, definitely. But I do think it is good to have a broad depth of knowledge in the markets and in trading. It can help you formulate better decisions. So I think overall is good, but it can definitely be annoying at times because you get conflicting things and it's a pain. Yeah, there is a bootcamp on YouTube as well. So there's like, I don't know how many days there is. It's like 25 to 28 days on there as well. Daniel, VWAP's very simple. VWAP is just an indicator on TradingView. You just type in VWAP, volume weighted average price. It resets at the start of each day. When price is above it, it tends to hold it as support. When price is below it, it tends to be bearish and hold it as resistance. So that's basically VWAP, okay? So price tends to react off VWAP. It tends to hold it as support, as you can see here, or as resistance, as you can see here. Support here, support here, support here. We ranged there, market had just opened. Obviously range in market there. Keeping an eye, support, support, support. When we broke through with substantial volume. Keeping an eye on when we do disrespect VWAP as well. Like is a good thing to have in the back of your mind. Shit, I don't even. Yeah, Craig, I 100% agree. 100% agree. I mean, it's good. It's good for answering questions. It does come in handy. Sometimes someone asks me a question on something like it's something very random, and I'll answer it, but I'll be like, I've been down that rabbit hole, mate. I know what rabbit hole you're going down. I've been down there. It's a dark hole, okay? And like, it's good to know, and definitely it might be the thing for you, but I've been down that one, okay? There's been some late nights researching that. I agree with that, Chris. Yeah, inside the private group, we do have an indicator as well. So that plots on like objective levels, for example, VWAP, 4-hour, daily, weekly, daily open, etc., which is very, very good. Make of VWAP being disrespected. So one thing is, if VWAP is just completely disregarded and we get a lot of volume through it, that can indicate that we're switching trends. So for example, here, so VWAP was completely disrespected here. Like we had a big green candle through it. That to me is showing, okay, chances are bulls are in control. So buyers are in control. Here, VWAP was disrespected, like huge red candle through it. Chances are sellers are in control. I think a good rule of thumb is if price is above VWAP, buyers are in control. If price is below VWAP, sellers are in control. So throughout the day, looking for sells when VWAP is below VWAP, price is below VWAP, and looking for buys when price is above VWAP. You can see how that would have worked out very nicely just on the past few days of price action. Especially lower time frames, it can be very useful. This Craig is yeah, Craig in the Discord is a Q&A reply bot pretty much. Okay, that's good. Like, what do you mean, Yusuf? What do you mean the light? Again, guys, if you got any questions, please don't hesitate to let me know. I feel like this is the nicest level right now, just because we can't pull fibs, because chances are we will take out this high, meaning the fibs will be invalidated, which obviously isn't good. So we need to go off objective levels, other levels. And this level here, high volume node VWAP 4 hour, is a particularly nice level. And so I like that. Let me know if you want transfer into Bitcoin, and we can transfer over to Bitcoin. When I am talking about crypto, just be careful. Okay, do not send Bitcoin or crypto to anyone. There are so many scams out there right now. Automated trading does not work. Do not go with it. Not financial advice, of course, but automated trading does not work. You will lose all your money. And do not send anyone crypto. You will lose all of your money also. So I'm going to keep saying that more, because scams are definitely on the increase. So please, 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 please be careful. Please. Okay, let's zoom out here. Boom. This was the exact top that was given on a live stream like a month ago now. Gave it in the private group as well. The exact top on Bitcoin. I don't know which live it was. Quite a while ago though. I gave it like back here. And so yeah, that was a really nice level. So yeah. Oh, you mean that? Okay, Yusuf, I know what you mean. Yusuf, man, you're digging yourself a hole. Craig, on bootcamp day 11 at the moment. Do you go into Fib later on? Yeah, there is a section on Fib, Narash, and we'll do also a YouTube video on it as well. So next YouTube video will be Vu Manchu, and then I'll do a poll tomorrow. So Vu Manchu video breakdown, which is the indicator I use down here. That video is coming out so next week, and then I'll do a poll next week in the private group as well for the next video. Probably will be on fibs, and then that video will be released the week after, and then so on. So it'll be a video each week. Extremely in depth, probably around like 30 to 40 minutes long, just really, really in depth, and how you can use it in your trading each and every day as well. It's Max and the team. Trade markup NQ. It's been something I've enjoyed trading the past few weeks. Would be great to see some of you guys trading, / discussing it in the community. Fun time. I don't trade NQ. A good person to speak to about that is Leon. Leon, one of the educators in the community, does trade NQ. He specifically trades on Friday NQ, I'm pretty sure. Like, he looks for like a specific setup come New York Open on NQ, like each day. Most of the time it comes on Friday. So speaking to him regarding NQ is a really good bet. We do have some people, a few people in the group actually, who do very well on NQ and exclusively trade NQ. So looking through the Discord at those and, you know, sort of networking and speaking to those is a very good idea. I don't personally trade NQ, so I think someone who does trade NQ each day is probably the best to talk to. We do have some very big traders who do trade NQ, so I think that's probably the best way to go. But yeah, so Bitcoin. Okay, let's get rid of this. Let's move this. Nice divergence there as well. Let's zoom out a bit further. Bitcoin starting the high time frames, always the best bet. Bitcoin on the high time frames is super. It's not easy to trade, but it definitely is easier than most pairs to trade. Definitely. I think my analysis from when I did mark up this high here. So a few weeks ago, I did do my high time frame Bitcoin analysis. Said it is super accurate, and this was the exact top. And so I'm still kind of on board with what I said before. This previous low golden pocket trend line, I still think this is the low which Bitcoin is going to be coming down to now. I think taking out this low here, coming straight into this and then going up from there is very nice, and then either, you know, continuing up from there or sort of reversing down to here is a nice idea. But I do think this level in particular is very nice. So I'm still kind of on board with that previous analysis there. So around 75 to 78k. Bitcoin to zero. Look, if Bitcoin goes to zero, I'm buying it all up. I'm happy with that. Look, Bitcoin is something where, and this is where investing comes into play. Bitcoin is something which I'm bullish on long term, and so the lower Bitcoin goes, the happier I am. You get to buy it at a cheaper price. Definitely getting that really fundamental and that strong conviction in something, whether it's Bitcoin or whether it's a certain company, certain stock, etc. Getting that conviction in that company, not letting it blindside you, just means that when you do have pullback days, those are the days you're actually happy with because you can buy it cheaper. Wayne, the link to my Telegram where you can gain access to the Discord is on the YouTube description, mate, so you can gain access to it there. Yes, Sarah, we went through gold. I'll go back to gold because I just want to quickly go through Bitcoin, but Bitcoin's it's very simple right now. We did mark up the exact high on Bitcoin, gave the exact top that was given live, and now I do think this will be the exact bottom on Bitcoin. I think we will get a nice bounce from there, and in between, it's just not looking too nice to trade that in between price action. Maybe hopping on a sell to the downside, but that's about it. There's been quite a low volume, low liquidity. I mean, if we just look at these candles, like this is just not nice to trade in here. So yeah, that's what I'm kind of looking for on Bitcoin. But we'll rotate back to gold. Gold on the weekly time frame is crazy. I'm going to buy trade on Bitcoin. And look, it might work. I'm looking sort of higher time frame. So short term, it might be very good, Jason. Definitely. Bought it when it was cheap. Naz, don't we all? Definitely. I think everyone wishes they bought Bitcoin. They bought Bitcoin earlier. There's so many things I wish I'd done differently when I first got into the crypto space. There are so many coins. And by the way, guys, if you are like, I do predominantly trade gold. I got into trading through crypto. Be careful if you're looking in the crypto space. I cannot emphasize how Wild West crypto is. Please be careful. But there's so many coins which I held on to. Which I didn't hold on to, which I really wish I did. Oh my, so many. It's actually insane. It's sad to think about, really. But yeah. By crypto crashing. What do you mean by a crypto crash, though? Because Bitcoin going to 70k, I wouldn't consider that a crash. Like, Bitcoin at 70k is pretty crazy. Bitcoin at 30k and above, like, I wouldn't, even though, like, technically looking at the charts it is, but, like, I wouldn't consider that a crash. Bitcoin's still at 30,000. Like, looking back, I remember Bitcoin was a lot lower than that. And so, yeah, it's still good. So guys, let me know if you've got any questions regarding crypto, regarding trading, regarding the private group. I'll happily go into details. We are probably anticipating a gap up on market open. And so then we'll be able to mark up some nice levels. Definitely looking at how price interacts with everything during Asia session can help you formulate a good plan going into New York tomorrow. I think staying out of the market, sort of Asia, London on a Monday is normally the best move for most people. And then getting into the markets come New York when volume actually increases in the markets and we actually get some good setups. Okay, got to be careful on that. Not a crash on sale. I agree with that. Loading up on the Bitcoin. 55. Yeah, I remember, I think it was 41k. I think it was 41k on Bitcoin that was just like ironclad. Like, it could not be moved. Let's go, where was it? Yeah, 43k. Everyone thought, I remember when we were forming this bull flag here, this bull flag I gave in advance, I gave on a live, and I gave into the private group before we rallied another 100%. I gave this bull flag here and said about the move to the upside. I'm pretty sure gave buys in that area as well in the group. But a lot of people were saying 43k and we didn't end up coming down to it. 43k, look, I'm more than happy if we come down to 43k. More than happy. Majority of the volume is still down here. There's not much volume up top. Yeah, vast majority of the volume is still down at around 20k. Kind of scary. Hopefully it doesn't come down that low. Look, I'm all for a pullback, but, you know, come on, please. Let me just move this. Wayne, on New York, I do tend to look for trades then. So on the lives on a night, this is mainly marking up charts, coming up with a plan. 95% of the time, as a trader, you're planning. Okay, coming to the charts, trading. A lot of people think trading looks like, oh yeah, you come to the charts and just print money. I wish that was the case. That is not the case. You come to the chart, you plan, you look for areas of interest, and you plan for the day ahead. And then you execute on that plan with confidence and with conviction. So on a night, when I'm marking up my charts, that's what I'm doing. And then during the day, I have started to go live over New York Open. That's when, you know, the true setups sort of begin. Is that your advice every Monday when best to trade? Yeah, Sarah, most Mondays staying out for Asia and staying out for London and waiting for New York is majority of the time the best thing to do. And now it does depend on your system. Everyone's system and everyone's way they trade is different. Your mindset of these charts is different. You know, no one's the same. And so, you know, seeing what works best for you. Yeah, Naz, I'd be more than happy with 20k. I'd stock up on a few different things, to be honest. I try and not talk about things outside of Bitcoin because then it can go into degeneracy. But yeah, there's definitely a few things which I'd stock up on, definitely. Again, guys, if you are new to the live and you've got any questions, don't hesitate to drop a message in. Let me know if you do have any questions and I'll happily answer. And if you do want to catch the lives in the future where I do go live, sort of New York, middle of the day, that's where I'm actually looking for setups and then I mark up charts on a night, then make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. And yeah. But this is the level I'm looking at come tomorrow. But we'll see how the market opens. Excuse me, and I'll update the group accordingly. I'll put a nice plan in the private group when market does open, and we'll get a nice plan for that. Gonna buy loads of it. Oh, no, I do not like XRP. XRP, man. Monday and Friday ain't good due to past experience. Jason, yeah, definitely something I see is when members do start journaling their trades. Now, in the group, you can just follow the trades, and a lot of members start off by following the trades, making a bit of money through that way, and then eventually they bridge out into formulating their own system and going from there, which is definitely the way to go. You know, you're not going to follow someone's trades forever and make money forever doing that way. And plus, you get into trading for that freedom to not rely on anyone. To then rely on someone's signals permanently to profit just doesn't make sense. To begin with, definitely, and as you get more advanced in trader and, you know, to bank some profits. But as you scale up, learning to actually trade yourself is the way to go if you genuinely want to go full time. A lot of people would sit here and say, yeah, you can just follow the trades and make money forever, and you can become a millionaire in 2 weeks and this, that, and the other. But I'm not gonna say that to you. If you want to genuinely become full time in trading, we have got the resources to make that happen. But you will have to, you know, put in the dedication yourself and really go for it. Silver rally, I think gold will not pull back easily. Silver, a lot of people have transitioned into silver recently. Silver's like not financial advice, investable, but in terms of day trading, it's not as good. Greg, man, yeah, you caught me. I publicly slate XRP in the background and buying it all up 100%. I do not do that, by the way. I agree, Katie. Absolutely insane. I mean, I remember we were talking about 3K. Like, what the hell? Crazy. When did you first start trading? So I started trading over 6 years ago now, about six and a half years ago. And I got into trading through crypto. So I actually met a friend at school. He was very involved in the crypto space. He was like he was a really weird guy, I have to say, and he got into crypto through some very unsavory means, but he had a lot of money in crypto, and I want to make money, so I was like, okay, like, you've got a lot of money, well, get me involved. And so I went down that rabbit hole, started looking at Bitcoin, started looking at Ethereum, buying this, buying that, then got into leveraged altcoins, started trading. I was just full port gambling, but I made very, very good money. And then I lost a lot of money also. And then I basically decided, okay, what I'm doing right now, this is not trading. This is just ridiculous. I want to actually learn this. And then I just went down a full rabbit hole of trading and just absolutely went to town on trading and made every single mistake possible. Trust me, if you're watching this and you're in the trading space and you've made a mistake like we all have, chances are I've made it, okay? I've made every single mistake in the trading space times 10. And so yeah, but you make a mistake, you learn from it, and that's how you grow and get better. Full-time is the goal for sure, as it should be anyone's. You know, I think getting into trading and full-time trading not being your goal, I don't think it's the best thing. You need to be like, look, I'm going to do this full time. I'm actually going to do this, okay? And that's the way to go. Not a lot of people have that mentality. They kind of just want to do this. They want to do that. Like, go for it. Like, you can do this. Anyone in here can do this. We've got you know, people of all ages. We've got Jay, who's 22. You know, in the Navy going full time. We've got people who are 40, 50, 60 who are full time trading now. We've got, you know, men, women full time trading now. We've got all different, you know, ages, backgrounds, whatever. So whoever you are, you can do this. That would be cool. CT Mansion. That would be cool. I first traded group in ETH in some scammy WhatsApp group. Yeah, there's so many. There's so many scams, and they're only getting worse. I did actually have a conversation with someone who runs the financial fraud helpline in the UK. They take about 3,000 calls a day. I wanted to hear his opinions on that segment and how we as a community, especially like the back end and what goes on sort of back end, what we can do to help sort of navigate that and sort of, you know, make sure members aren't getting done. We feel that in the community we do a pretty good job at making sure people don't succumb to those types of scams, but learning more about how that goes on so we can do better as a community to help members avoid that is something that I wanted to do. But hearing what goes on from him is crazy. Majority of them are two things: dating scams and trading scams. And it is a malicious place, so definitely be careful. And if you have been scammed before, you need to be extra careful because they'll retarget you with various scams. Like, it's crazy. Yeah, be careful. Same, started with crypto, but right now hating it. Sticking with gold for now since it's bullish and structure is clear. Crypto has been sideways and boring. I completely agree, Nazar. Yeah, completely agree. Crypto, when it's good, it's really good, but when it's just ranging like this, low volatility, low volume, like there's not the nice setups. They haven't got the clear direction. Like, it's not good. Gold's just, you know, tons of liquidity, very clear direction, clear fundamentals. Like, it's just beautiful to trade right now. A lot of us have set rules where we allow ourselves to trade so many times in a day, and then we close the charts and go and enjoy the day. Yeah, that's a really, really good plan. One of the best plans to get into play is after you've had either 1 or 2 losses, depending on the type of person you are, just taking a step away from the charts. And I saw this from the challenge, actually. When we did the last challenge, and that's why we're editing the rules a bit on this next challenge, because definitely seen a few things and how we can help people profit more. And something which was really common is when people had a loss, there was like a 70-80% chance that they would have another loss after it. When they would have a win, there was like a 70-80% chance they would have another win after it. Okay, so if you have a loss in the day, it's probably best to just walk away from the charts for the rest of that day. That's probably best. And then also something which was really common is people would let their trades run to stop loss and they would close their winners early. So waiting, let's say you risk £20 on a trade, waiting until you're £20 in profit, until you close that trade or manage that trade is a very good thing. It's really, really, really not good seeing your trade history and your losers are like, you know, let's say £50 and your winners are only like £10-20. Like, that's not a good sign. It shows that you're letting your losers run to stop loss and you're not letting your winners ride, which is very not good. You don't need to donate through the stream, Carter. Definitely not. And is that the Carter? What do you mean? What do you mean, Manj? Craig, yeah, nice. Yes, right, the Carter. Nice, Carter. Hope you're doing well, mate. We need to catch up. I am back in the UK soon, so we'll have a catch up, see how things are. Hope you're doing well. Carter's someone I went to school with, absolute amazing guy. But yeah. Anyway, Carter, you jumped on at the wrong time because I was just about to wrap up the live. We've been live for just over an hour now, so yeah, Carter's someone I went to school with, really amazing guy. But yeah, so gonna wrap up this live now. Hope everyone's had a great night. Hope you've had a great weekend as well. If you do want any more information on the private group where you do gain access to signals, analysis, courses, full community, educational content that you literally cannot find anywhere else in the trading space, you cannot find it, then just click the link on the YouTube description, drop me a message, I'll personally respond and we'll get you involved in the trading group. Anyway, guys, take care, have an amazing night, and let's absolutely smash it this week. Take it slow. I know you want to get in the markets come market open, but probably the best thing to do is just to be patient, let the markets open, let them take their course, and then really going for it come tomorrow, come New York Open. Anyway, guys, take care. Hope you enjoyed the live, and I'll see you all in a bit, guys. Take care. See you in a bit, New Trader. See you in a bit, Ginger Reloaded. Love that name. See you in a bit, Drew, Alan, Katie. And Katie, Bella's updated me on how things are going as well. It's really, really good. Keep smashing it. Seriously, well done. Take care, Andy. Justine. Who else do we had on? Leon. Not Leanne. Sorry, Leon. Nate. Who else? Dave, Daniel. Take care, guys. Have a great